Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to a cloudy, rainy Monday. It's been raining all weekend. It's gonna rain all week, which I'm very excited for. I love weather. I love anything that it pertains to rain and snow, and that's pretty much it. When it's like super sunny and hot during the summer, it's like eh. But during the winter, I love it because I don't know, I just like weather. I check it every day. It's my thing. I live in Northern California, so rain is very important around here. It's a whole event. So I'm very excited to get rain. So yeah, that's the morning of today. Nice and cloudy and rainy, which is great. And a little cold. Well, it's been cold. So today I'm going to sculpt some more things for my shop. My shop is finally open. Yay! It took a while. I had some hiccups with Shopify. For some reason, they just did not want to work with me. Like, I don't know. We weren't meshing, we weren't connecting. So I moved over to Squarespace and it's been going much better. And I got a sale online. Yay! It's my mother-in-law, but hey, it still counts. Okay? Thank you, mother-in-law, very much. It was a great test to do everything, to see how it looks like when I get an order, buy the shipping label, print it, mark the order as fulfilled, when the email notifications go out, what does that look like? How long does it take to get there? You know, all these things, and it all went well. It went great. And yeah, she got it and it looks great. She sent me pictures of everything, but I want to make some more things for the shop. I just need an art week. Like, I need an art week. I did a lot of admin and getting the shop up online and all these other things, and I was so stressed out last week. That's one thing about online shops. Like, when you see online people opening Etsy shops or their own website with their shop on there, or Instagram or whatever, it all seems so effortless and easy, and everything works together, and they just do it, and then they're like, oh my god, I'm getting so many sales already. Ooh, and that's not been my experience. My experience has been a lot more trying and difficult, and there's been a lot of tears shed in the process of opening the shop. So let me know if you guys want to know really what the whole process was for me. I didn't film any of it because no way I wasn't gonna film. Like, I was so stressed that I couldn't even wrap my mind around filming that process. But if you guys want to know the real tea, like the real how it is to open a small business, and then an online shop, and then get everything together for it, let me know, because I don't know if my experience is unique or if that's what everyone goes through, because I don't ever see anyone talking about it, So that's why I need an art week. I realized that I was getting very short-tempered and snappy and sad, and doing art and doing clay is what makes me happy. And I think I just need to strike a better balance between the business and art, and right now the balance is not there. So this week I'm doing all art only, even though there's things to do. I'm gonna set them aside and I'm just gonna do art. Look at everything I've made. I've made a lot of things. And I made all these things because I wanted to go to the craft fair in my city, and they have it almost every month, the first Saturday of every month, I believe. But I did not go because I was so stressed and exhausted, and I just couldn't. I needed a Saturday to rest and relax. But I made so many things, and I tried out the air dry clay. I've been using polymer clay to make little things. These are magnets, And I wanted to try air dry clay because I really like the fact that you can use, you could just paint and put more details on things, and it's almost like I'm illustrating in 3D because I'm using my same style and everything from illustrating to painting. So I made these magnets. Are they? I made these cat magnets, and they're just one whole piece, and then I painted everything. And that was so much easier than, like, for example, this is polymer clay, and so I made all the pieces. This is one piece, the moon is one piece, and then I painted some of it, the lines. But it's, I don't know, I think maybe polymer clay is just too dense, and the air dry clay is softer and easier to manipulate and smooth out. I don't know. I also made this from air dry clay, this mushroom magnet, just a magnet. And I really liked the process. It was quick, it was fast, it was easy. It was really nice to be able to mix colors with paint, because with polymer clay you have to mix it and, like, you know, put it through the pasta maker and everything, and it's like, I don't know. But I had a lot of fun making these magnets out of air dry clay and then painting them with gouache paint. And I don't know, it was just a lot faster. Yes, you have to let the air dry clay dry overnight. That's the only, you know, it's a different process than polymer clay. You just pop it in the oven and it's done. These you have to let it dry. So it's just something you have to think about if you're gonna make these for a certain event or a certain timeline. But I figured these are really cool, and I want to add more stuff to my shop, even though I've only had one sale. I like making things, and so I want to make more things. So I'm going to make more magnets, magnets. I actually designed a whole bunch more that I want to add to the shop. Let me show you. I designed a whole bunch, and I want to make all of them. Maybe I should just make 3 or 4. And they look really cute and they're really fun, and I'm really excited to do that this week. I do stencils for when I have a specific shape that I already drew and designed and I have an image of it, because once I roll out the clay and I start cutting, I just want to make my life easier. I also saw that making slip for air dry clay is a thing, which I didn't know. I thought it was only ceramics. So that's what I'm gonna try. I have this jar of, what was this? Oh, yogurt. Not good. Disgusting. It was moldy when I opened it. So we're gonna try and see how to make slip. I heard that it's like a 1-to-1 ratio, I think, or, oh, it's so wet in here. Or is the consistency just has to be like yogurt or something? Maybe I have too much water. I have some clay here. And I have like, because I get little bits of clay sometimes, and sometimes they dry up, and they say it's good to just add it into your slip thing so you could reuse it. And I'm like, genius. Genius. So just drop it in there. Oh. Also, like, I kept my air dry clay in this container with a lid because I thought it would help it because I don't want it to dry out, but it stinks in there because it's wet, obviously. But it smells like, oh God, it smells like like not rotten, but like ass. It just stinks. So I don't know. Okay, now what? Do I just let it sit there and then I mush it around, or what? What's the move? Oh, okay, something's happening. Now it's all cloudy. Oh my, I need... I can't see. The clumps are not breaking, but maybe I have too much water. Maybe I need to add more. Or maybe I should just leave it in there and let it dissolve and then come back later and mix it around. need a break. I've been sculpting, I think, for 2 hours, and my eyes need a little break. I need to look into the distance and like not be like so close. So I sculpted all of them, and they look good. See, that's why I like air dry clay. It's so fast. I think with polymer clay, I just struggle. And also, like, I must have sensory things, like some sensory things I don't like, and if I don't like it, I'm not gonna do it. With polymer clay, I feel like, first of all, it dries my hands out a lot because you have to use alcohol to wipe things up and smooth things and get lint off of things. So my hands are constantly dry because I'm smoothing out the surface with alcohol. And then the pigment, I feel like the pigment goes into my skin, and like I hate that like oily feeling or that slip that is the residue left on your hands. I can't stand that. But with air dry clay, since there's no like polymer in it, you just use water to rinse it off. And when my hands get a little gunky, I just dip them in my little thingy majiggy here. Am I zoomed in? I just dip them in my slip solution here that has water in it, and then I just get a little towel and wipe my fingers off, and they're clean. And it's like so easy. And then if I really want to like clean, if I'm gonna go eat or take a break, I just go in the sink, wash my hands, and it's like clean. But with the polymer clay, I feel like sometimes even like red pigment, if it was red, the pigment would stain my hands, and I freaking hate that. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. So I think I'm just gonna do air dry clay. Maybe for some certain things I will continue to use polymer clay, but it's just so easy with air dry clay. And I feel like the process of smoothing things out, it's so relaxing and enjoyable that I don't mind doing it. But I think just polymer clay just is not my jam. I'm sorry. We need to start a fire in the wood burning stove because it's getting really, really cold, and the sun's about to set, and it's gonna get even colder. But we don't have any kindling, so I think I'm gonna have to go cut some. Welcome to our shop. It's really nice to have a shop like this when you have to do things and you need tools. It's very handy dandy. It's not glamorous at all. It's not finished, and there's spider webs and bugs and sometimes bats that come in here because it's not sealed or anything, but it's nice. So I'm gonna use this hydraulic wood splitter to get some kindling and split some wood for a couple days because we're totally out. Do this first. Okay, we have no wood. Look at that. Nothing. Nothing split. We have wood. We just don't have anything split. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Safety first. Very fabulous. Eye protection. Yeah, that worked. Oh, come on. Like, seriously? This is annoying. Just split open already. Oh man, you bastard. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Dang, they must have dropped a big chunk of it. Good morning. It's a beautiful rainy day, cloudy. And PG&E has decided to come today and cut down a really tall pine tree that could fall on the power line, because we're actually right next to a power line. Yeah, it's going to be really loud because they need to grind up all the branches and stuff. And I don't know, I think it kind of messed with my cozy, rainy, cloudy day vibe I wanted to have. And now we're going to hear a wood chipper all day. But it's just weird that they're actually doing this when it's freaking raining and it's windy too. I feel like that's kind of dangerous. Look at that dude coming down. Look at him. I would not want to be way up there with all that wind. And he has to have a chainsaw, and probably hands are all wet and cold. Oh, he just spit. So, here in Northern California, where there's a lot of trees, PG&E comes throughout the year to kind of scout around the power lines to see what trees are diseased or are getting too close to the power lines or are leaning towards the power lines. And then they mark those trees and they cut them down for fire safety, right? Which I agree. I think that's good to have fire safety. But they leave the trunk of the tree just there, down where it was. They just cut it up like maybe this big, huge rounds, and then they just leave it all. Yeah, they take the branches, but they leave the trunk. And I don't think that works well for fire safety. If you're cutting the tree, that might fall into the power line, but if something happens to the power line and it falls, there's dead trees underneath. Cut up dead trees. They said that another company would come by and pick up the rounds, which I highly doubt. So it's really left to the property owner to clean up after them. And cleaning up those huge logs is not easy. It is not easy at all. And it makes your place look gross too. So I understand everything, fire safety is great, for sure. But how about we just put the power lines underground? Oh my gosh, look how hard it's raining. And look at the wind. And the dude is all the way up there. Bro. He's swaying in the wind. Yes, he is. Dang. Anyway, just put the power lines underground. Yeah, I know it's expensive AF. But I feel like that would be the most efficient, safest, low maintenance thing, instead of coming every year to cut trees and hire people to cut trees and have wildfires that destroy people's neighborhoods and homes. You know what I'm saying? But what do I know? So I really like this series. It's called Alone. And it's these people that try to survive and they try to win $200,000. I really like it because I love nature and stuff, and it's really cool. And let me tell you, I would not survive. I would not be able to survive as long as these people. But I like watching it. And then this one's in Australia, I guess, this time. I'm so excited to watch it. Let's watch it. Perfect show for a rainy day. Perfection. Oh, the show I was thinking of is called Outlast, a competition series. I guess I haven't seen this one. This is completely new. Outlast is the one that I like. I like the team one better because there's like drama and like betrayals and stuff like that. But this one, they're gonna be by themselves, so I wonder how it's gonna be.
Should always,
He's gonna try the water?
should always boil water, I reckon.
Yes, diarrhea, come through. Just gonna drink
Always
it.
do what I do, alright?
Creek water can contain dangerous parasites such as Giardia from dead animals or feces. And he's just gonna like try it out. I mean, I'm not a survivalist expert, but even I know that's not what you do. Come through, Giardia, yes. Let's try the water on our first day.
Should always boil water, I
With-
reckon.
Yes, you should boil it.
And you should listen to them.
Yes.
I always do what I do, alright?
Oh, okay, so you're special. You don't have to boil. Oh! He just drank it.
You just have a little sip first.
He's drinking it.
Can't really taste bacteria, can ya?
No, you cannot taste bacteria, sir.
Rule 1, boil your water.
Yes, boil your water. Hello, civilization? That's how we have survived, because we purify and boil our water. That's why back in the day people drank alcohol and beer because it was fermented, so it killed the bacteria. And then just drink water out of a stream, out of like it wasn't even a river, it was a tiny little like stream of water. This dude is not gonna make it. What is it? Yes, we want boil your water, yes.
Tell me how to live my life.
Don't tell me how to live my
I'm
life.
sick.
Oh, I feel sick from the water. He said, don't tell me how to live my life. Oh, I feel sick from drinking the water. No. You can't will the bacteria in the water away, sir. Hey, if he makes it, good for him. We'll see tonight how his stomach feels, okay? Nobody's telling you what to do. It's just a good thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Also, what I like about these shows is I like to talk smack while they're happening because it's fun. So much noise today. See this man? This man? Smart. Brought a thermos, okay, so he can keep his water warm. Boiled it, and now he's drinking his boiled water, warm water, and this man's gonna be fine. So it's been a couple days. These have finally dried. They are completely dry. I have to sand them down before I paint them because it just gives it a smoother surface and it looks a little nicer. And they're pretty smooth, but I think sanding them just gives them this polish that looks really nice. Well, it doesn't polish it, it just looks a little more put together, clean, finished. So I'm gonna paint them. Hopefully I can paint them all. I really want to paint them all. I want to get into the painting zone, and even if I go late into the evening, that's fine. I just really want to paint them today because tomorrow is gonna be another day. So, update on the show Outlast, on the Chris, the guy that drank the poopy water. It's not poopy water, but the not boiled water from the non-existing stream that he called it. He's doing fine. He's not sick. It's day 2 and he's fine. Although I think that kind of stuff can take a couple days to manifest, so we'll see. But he's trying to fish right now. And like when the show starts, there's some previews, like preview shots of them doing stuff. And I don't know who it is. There's this one guy, he falls he's walking on a downed log and he falls with his legs open. And it looks very violent. And I'm like, oh my God. So, okay, so I finished sanding everything. They're very smooth, very nice. Some of them don't look as smooth as I thought they were, but they feel smooth. So these are done. I'm gonna do the cat ones first. The cowboy cat. This one. You know, I went to the store recently, to Michael's, to get some props to take product pictures with. There's like a cowboy thing going on right now. There's like a whole cowboy section. There's like cowboy accessories and notepads, and it's just kind of interesting. I wonder why that is. Like, who decides, like, we're gonna do a cowboy thing now, we're gonna do a 90s thing now. I don't know. It's just interesting. So worked out for me because I got some props to take pictures with the magnet with the cowboy cat, and they're gonna look great. I'm very excited. So I'm gonna start painting. This is my color palette. It's a gouache palette that I found on Amazon. It's from Mia Stationery. I guess I'll link it below where I got it from. I just got it from Amazon. It was pretty decently priced. So now I'm gonna see which red I was using. It looks like this red. And it comes with this spray that is supposed to rehydrate the gouache without diluting it. So I don't know what the base is. It's not like it says what it is. And it prevents it from molding. So I guess molding in gouache paint is a thing, which I didn't know. This is my first time using gouache paint. Well, not my first time, but my first time experimenting with it. So I just kind of do a little light spray on the color that I'm going to use. And I stir it around. Last time I stirred every single one because I was trying to get a little separated. And they're still pretty much how I left them, except this one. This one looks pretty separated. So yeah, I'm gonna paint the cowboy hat now. And we shall continue watching the show. Okay, so I'm done painting the main parts of it. Now I just need to put the details on it, and that went a lot faster than I thought it was gonna go. Probably because I already have the colors picked out and I know which ones I used. The details are the hardest because you want to get the eye shape right, the size right, and I'm a little shaky when it comes to like details. So I get a little, maybe sometimes a little frustrated that I'm shaking so much. So I'm gonna try to not shake. I try to sometimes I hold my breath to like, don't have to do like very detailed things. But honestly, I used to drink decaf coffee because I really like the taste and the whole ritual of doing it, but it made me so shaky. Even the decaf, I know decaf has a little bit of caffeine, even that little bit would make me really shaky, and I couldn't, like, it was really hard to do detailed work, which is what I do. I do miniature small things, but I'm still a little tiny bit shaky. Not as bad, I think normal shaky. It's another Monday. I thought I was gonna be able to finish painting all, how many did I make? All 12 magnets, cat magnets. I thought I was gonna be able to paint them all in one day. No, that's not happening. I was sorely mistaken. I only was able to paint one, one set of 4. They just have a lot of detail and I have to let them dry in between the layers, but they came out really good. I don't know if I've shown them. I'm sure I've shown them to you already many a times, but they came out really well. I'm about to glaze them. Glazing is my kryptonite. It can go really, really well or really, really bad, and there's not much you can do to save it. If you get a gloopy area, like it kind of pools somewhere and it's dripping, and you put it under UV light and it hardens, not much you can do to salvage that. You could kind of sand it away to make it not like a goop, and then you could try to glaze it again to make it shiny again, but it just doesn't look the greatest. However, I did realize that I was using the low setting in this UV lamp for like nails, so it was taking 90 seconds instead of 60 seconds, and I think that's what was making it hard for me. It wasn't hardening as quickly, so it was moving around and messing up. You know, I haven't seen on YouTube or anywhere a really comprehensive video on glazing with UV resin. I've seen some that are just like, oh, you get your thing, you put your gloves and you put it on thing, you put the glaze on and then you put it on UV lamp and then it's done. And it's like, yeah, but what about all the other things in between, like bubbles and gooping and it not hardening all the way and it getting stuck to things? What's the best, or not showing fingerprints, all these things. And the only reason I've been able to figure out some like a way that works for me is just by watching other artists that use UV resin and seeing what they do and what they don't do. That's the only way I figured out how to do it. So I think putting it on a surface where you don't actually have to hold it. So I just put masking tape underneath and it's raised. Can you see? Oh, wait. It's raised, so if it does fall, I can kind of with the brush, if it starts falling here, I can kind of wipe it up. And then since it's the back, it's fine because I'm gonna glaze the back separately so I can fix any issues or mistakes that might arise if you don't do it right. And I also figured out that if you don't put a thick enough layer, if there's any like raised parts in your clay sculpture, if there's a raised part, it'll collect on the top, and where's the step is, it'll collect away from it and it'll just separate if it's not a thick enough layer. So I think secret is a thick layer, not a super obviously thick layer where it's just gonna like syrup and it's just gonna fall everywhere. And try to have it as level as possible when you put it in the UV lamp for the nails, or if you have like a handheld one, try to hold it as steady as possible. That way it won't pull to either side if it's like crooked. Flat things like magnets, very easy to start with to get the hang of glazing. But when things start having like volume, it gets a little dicey, okay? Like this thing I made, this is one of the first things I made with polymer clay. Look, I made a little house, okay? So there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of raised edges, there's little details, right? It's not a flat surface. Which, now that I'm looking at it, I did a heck of a good job. Like, I did a really good job. But I remember that I glazed this maybe 3 or 4 times because I was just figuring out how the glazing, like how to feel it out. And I had a lot of separation, I had a lot of bubbling. And so I glazed it more than once, but it turned out really good. I'm actually very impressed. Especially the bottom. Man, how did I do this? Where did I put the seam? I can't even tell. But anyway, these things are a little more challenging to glaze than flat things like magnets. And honestly, it's so much better to glaze things at night because as soon as you pour the UV resin out and you're using your little brush to spread it about, it starts curing. because there's light coming in through the window. So there's UV light coming in, so it starts curing instantly. So you kind of have to work at a quick pace. But if you do it at night, girl, you have the time. You can have the time of your life. You just have a lot of time to make sure you're getting all the nooks and crannies and it's not dripping somewhere and looking weird. But when you're doing it during the day, you kind of have to work quickly. That's another tip for you. If you're starting out with UV resin, glaze at night with like a lamp. Make sure that doesn't have UV light in the lamp, like a growing light or something. Start off at night because you can take your time, it won't harden. Oh, that's the worst too. When you're like, oh, I'm gonna take my time and smooth it here, and then, you know, you go back here and like, oh wait, it's separating, let me smooth it back out, and it starts hardening already, and it's like a little hard piece in between all the soft resin. Oh my God, that's annoying. So I'm gonna glaze these during the day, but I know it's fairly quick process, these flat ones. So it'll be fine. Well, I didn't record me putting the magnets on the back of the cats. So that's great. So I just basically got a magnet and I used this glue and I just put a little dab on there, and now they're drying. So they're gonna dry for a little bit and then that's it. We're done. Wow, it is really bright and really hot over here. Okay, so I'm done making the magnets and I am experimenting with taking pictures with this setup. So this thing is like a studio for product pictures or whatever you want to take pictures of. It's called Replica Surfaces, that's the website. And they sell this platform with wheels that you can move around, which is awesome. And then they sell these backdrops that you can use. And it has little like groove thingies that you could place these into. And this is amazing because the first product pictures I took them outside. And I felt like the background didn't really match what the product was. Like, I don't think they kind of meshed well together. I don't feel like the background had anything to do with the product. So I got this studio so that I can take pictures. First of all, take pictures inside, because taking them outside kind of sucks because it's hot or cold and there's bugs and whatever. So it's nicer to do it inside, to take pictures inside. And also the lighting in my studio is really dark. In the summer it gets a little lighter, but I wanted to be able to have good lighting, so I could move this thing around to whatever room in the house has the best lighting. And then I went to Michael's and I got little props for my product pictures. I got flowers and I got, look at these. Look at these. Look, wait, not this thing. Look at this. This is so perfect. Like, it's small. I needed small miniature things because what I make is small, and all normal props are so big that my stuff is just like dwarfed by it. So like, look, that is adorable. And I could also use these when I go to craft fairs to like sell my magnets and things, and they hold them perfectly. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. So I bought props like these to take product pictures with that makes sense with what product I'm taking a picture of. So with this magnet, this pencil box happens to be made out of metal, so it's awesome. So I could put my magnet here and then put like, you know, cute pens and like a notebook and a little plant. So it gives it like a homey vibe, you know? And yeah, so I'm gonna experiment with this. I'm gonna take pictures and see how it looks, but I need the camera to do that. But yeah, I'm so excited. So I'm gonna try to do that now. And the rest of the cat magnets, I am going to make off camera. I'm not gonna film it because it just takes twice as long to make products and film. So the cowboy cat magnet and all the other cat magnets will be available at my shop now. So if you're interested, go ahead and take a look. But yeah, thanks for coming along with me in this process, and hopefully you had fun watching. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.